Going before Congress, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and FBI Director Christopher Wray will testify before the House Judiciary Committee today about the IG report into the Clinton email investigation and the bias at the top of the FBI. This comes as House Freedom Caucus Chairman Mark Meadows issued a deadline yesterday for the DOJ to hand over documents requested by House Republicans, saying that there will be consequences if Rosenstein misses the deadline again.
I think that, indeed, if the documents, all the documents are not complied with by July 6th, providing we vote on that resolution tomorrow, which I believe we will do, the Speaker has indicated we'll have a vote on the House floor tomorrow on that resolution, that if they're not here by July 6th, then certainly contempt and impeachment would be in order.
Joining us right now, former U.S. Attorney Bud Cummins. Bud, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
You heard what he just said. Mark Meadows, impeachment could be on the table. Will Rosenstein get the message, hand over these documents, do you think, or will the Republicans go all the way and impeach him?
My prediction is they'll work it out. I think that they ought to bring the documents. I think transparency is what we really need here. It's long overdue. And frankly, Congress, the threat is, the bark's a little bit bigger than the bite on their ability to force this. But I think that they're serious about it, and I think DOJ is paying attention, and they'll get around to getting them the documents. I can't explain why it's taken so long, but I think they'll get there. Well,
let me ask you this, because yesterday I spoke with a number of people who were in that room questioning Peter Strzok. Mm-hmm. And then we saw Bob Goodlatte, chairman of Judiciary, on Martha McCallum's show last night on Fox News, and he said many of the answers that Strzok gave in response to the questions about his hate texts were not believable. He said they were not believable. Also, Goodlatte said that Strzok's lawyers were instructing him not to answer many of the questions. This after he said, I don't want immunity, I'm not going to take the fifth. So what's your take on the Strzok testimony and the implications yesterday?
Well, I don't know what questions he wasn't answering, and I wish I did. But I think the most important thing is that we're probably not going to get a lot more out of Strzok. He's going to admit what he has to admit. He has to admit that he was biased. He has to admit that he supported Hillary Clinton. He has to admit that he despised Donald Trump. But he's going to stop where the IG had to stop, because nobody can really look into his soul and decide how much that influenced the discretionary decisions he was involved in and the discretionary strategies that were employed in the Hillary email investigation, or the decisions to go, put the gas pedal down on the Russian investigation later. He knows they can't really tease that out, and so he's going to deny that bias played a role. But anybody with common sense that looks at the entire facts is going to have to conclude that there was a problem here.
I heard that there was a lot of connecting the dots yesterday of the bias at the top of the FBI with the current Mueller investigation. The special counsel. And there was a great op-ed in the Journal a couple of days ago, Mueller's fruit of the poison tree. And so I wonder what these testimonies mean for the special counsel's investigation. Bottom line here is they're connecting the dots of, you had Peter Strzok running both the Clinton investigation and the Trump investigation for a year before he just turned his attention to the Trump investigation, collusion with Russia, and then he wanted to go on the special counsel's team. So he gathered all this evidence, brought it to the special counsel. They're basically saying all that evidence gathering going to the special counsel now makes this investigation tainted. Does that fly with you?
It does to a certain extent. If Robert Mueller were to come forth tomorrow with some evidence of some serious criminal activity involving the campaign or Donald Trump, then it wouldn't matter a whole lot. But if it's something in between, if it's just a bunch of vague criticism and disconnected facts and they're trying to just throw mud on the president, certainly it affects their credibility. I think Mueller's got an opportunity here to hit one out of the park if he'll come forward soon with a report that turns on the people that provided him this fraudulent information to begin with and exposes what they did and makes judgments about that and then shuts down the investigation. I'm not confident that's going to happen with the staff he has of Hillary Clinton lawyers, but that would be the way for him to salvage his reputation in a way that Comey's already lost his, and McCabe and Strzok and the rest of them.
Yeah, that would be something. A quick question. I want to turn to Justice Kennedy, but quick question on Rosenstein before we leave this topic. Rosenstein signed off on the FISA warrant. Okay, and he said, based on the dossier, he told the president to fire Comey, and then he hired Mueller. A lot of people feel like he's a witness to all of this. Should he be recusing himself here? I mean, what are we going to hear today, and could that lead to some recusal?
I think those are very legitimate questions. The Deputy Attorney General is a career DOJ guy. He was a law clerk, and then he went to DOJ. His first job at DOJ was in the public integrity section, and his supervisor was Robert Mueller. So, it's very incestuous. And he did write a memo that was part of the justification for firing Comey. These people have all worked very closely together. And as you said, maybe the most important thing is he signed off on, I think, the fifth affidavit to get a FISA warrant.
Yeah,
and I think there's some very, very serious questions there about what his justification was for signing it at that late date and what his thought process was. But yes, he's arguably a witness, and arguably he should be recused also if this is to go on.
That's what I thought. Okay, real quick on Justice Kennedy, how significant is this?
It's almost impossible to describe how significant it is, and he has been the swing vote. He's in conservatives' view, he's let them down many times particularly on a lot of social issues. But the big thing, politically and legally, is probably abortion. If a new justice comes in, they reverse Roe v. Wade, which is, legally an awful opinion, but it's kept peace in probably the most explosive political issue that's left out there. You think things are polarized now. You think that there's hate and threats of violence. Wait till we open up the can of worms about abortion. It will have a lot of political consequences.
Which is why this midterm election becomes the most consequential that we've seen in a long time.
I believe so. This is a very important election. It's a very important time in our history, and if we don't play the cards right, we do face a lot of tension in our communities and a lot of disagreement about which direction we're going, and it's going to play out here in the Supreme Court appointment and in the midterm elections.
And by the way, it could mean that this president becomes one of the most consequential presidents that we've seen in decades. What did you say earlier, Jagan, that he could actually replace 4 seats on the court?
That President Trump said privately early in his first term, that he could have 4 Supreme Court appointments. So we're coming up on 2. There are 2 more. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she's going to hang on with all she's got. She's 85 years of age. Yeah. And President Trump is not up for re-election, and it's more than 2 years away.
It's pretty extraordinary, Bud. He could be the most consequential president in decades.
It's the most long-term importance of who you elect for president. It's the left's worst nightmare that conservative justices could be placed in this court.
Yeah.
And as conservatives, the Republicans have wasted so many appointments where they didn't make a difference in the court. But now, if he continues to appoint conservative judges, it will make a long-term, lasting impression on our country.
Bud, good to see you this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Maria.
Bud Cummins there.